Welcome to the Ramblecast After Dark, After Fall, episode 148. That's all I've got. Nick doesn't have a song, apparently. He said that because Jack was coming back, he wasn't going to do one for you.
Yeah, is that a protest? So I'm not doing one because Jack wasn't here last week. He showed up for a minute, say hi. Oh, that's cool. What you got there? Just looks like
an R2D2 mug.
Oh.
Yeah, Jack's already showing off his bling. It's like
I gotta make my drink.
Oh yeah, the Coke.
Oh, nice.
This is Owen Brews, right?
Yeah,
this is Owen Brews barbecue, right?
You'd think it was Owen and Brews last week, but we just barbecued.
Did you refill that thing back up?
Nope, brought it back as is.
Wow, so you're like christening this show with your Disney swag. That's cool.
Those things go pretty high too on eBay.
Do they?
Yeah, because you can only get them at
He's
Disneyland. Disney. You have to use it.
I got a Sprite one too.
Sprite one.
Oh, wow, that looks.
So what are those, Jack? Like, what are they called in the Disney world?
I don't know. All they said to me was that'll be 6 credits, traveler.
Ah,
I said, okay.
It goes for $12 on eBay.
Yeah.
Well, hell, we could double my money.
Double, yeah. And you send it to them empty too, so you can drink it first and then send it to them.
Well, I already drank the Sprite.
Yeah.
Now, did it taste any different? Was it grittier? Like, did it have sand in it or something?
Yeah, it was. Because it wasn't pure.
Yeah, well, it's all that moisture evaporator water. So yeah, it's kind of
now the mug was $19, $20, $19.99.
I believe it.
It's really cool looking though as a mug. I gotta say, with the handle and
look at it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it's got BB-8 on it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not R2D2. Well, does it have R2D2?
Yeah, it does have R2.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got R4. So
R4, there you go. It has
so Jack,
I don't like I4.
It has R. Kelly on it too, which is odd that they would sell that at Disneyland.
R4, yeah. R4 doesn't lose his head.
It's actually just a urinal cake.
Oh, okay.
So.
But it is funny though, because see the size of this thing, and my son-in-law bought his son a ball about this size from Toy Story, had a little star on it, stuff like that. So my granddaughter goes, "I want one." I go, "Let's go get you one." So I go grab one. There's no price on it. I set it up on the counter. He goes, "That'll be 14 something." I go, "Okay, it's Disney magic."
Bend me over.
I noticed the things that they were probably knew that they were ripping people off had no price tags on them.
Oh yeah.
I go, this ball probably cost, because it was made in China, probably cost about 35 cents.
I would say less than that.
I was going high.
Yeah. Hey. Well, it's funny. So one of my coworkers was actually staying at your hotel at the same time you were there.
Yeah, you sent me a thing.
And I was just to tell these guys here, I actually kind of was trying to coordinate a drug deal.
You were.
I was like, hey, if you see this dude, I just sent a picture of you and Cindy. I'm like, slip him a joint because he's got his fucking grandkids all week in Disney and he needs some help.
Well, to be fair, their parents were there.
Well, I was trying to get you drugs anyways, but
I would not have complained because all that walking you do, especially at Disney World, you do a lot more walking at Disney World than you do at Disneyland.
Right.
I mean, it's like night and day, but yeah, it was a good trip, except for Friday. I've always said, hey, the best time to go to Disneyland is when it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's in California.
Florida, humidity. Yeah.
Well, no, Florida, a cold front came in, and we just got dumped on. And I'm like going, okay, this is no fun. But I went with the flow. I know it's hard to believe because I'm not a go with the flow guy. But the whole trip, I was just like, okay. We had our ponchos, but I was like soaking wet from head to toe.
No.
And then we walked from one side of Epcot to the other. And they said, oh, wait, it's back that way. I go,
fuck you.
Okay.
All
right. So let's turn around and walk back the other way.
Give me the cart. Give me the cart. Give me the golf cart.
Well, those people are licensed. They think they're James Bond. And those little rascal things, They just keep going. They say, fuck it. We're going to run you over. Look out. They just don't. They don't care. I had one lady get mad at me because her cart wouldn't start back up, and we're on the. If give you guys some advice. Anyone going to Disney World or Disneyland? I think they probably have Disneyland. They have this new thing that you have to pay extra for. It's called like the Lightning Lane or whatever it is. But literally, the longest ride we waited on the whole trip was for It's a Small World was 20 minutes.
Oh, good God.
Space Mountain was 5 minutes. It literally has its own line to the ride. The other line was 80 minutes. This was 5. We just walked all the way through.
I just went of all the rides. It's a Small World is going to be the one I'm not waiting for. Like,
well, I get that, and we have small kids, and this was the second time we were on it.
Everyone hates that ride. It's miserable.
But the rock and roll, the Aerosmith rock and roll roller coaster was like 10 minutes. And like I said, the other line was because people kept going, why are they passing us? What is this line? I go, this is the special line. Because I didn't know about it. My daughter found out the information. But it's $15. Sherry's asking the thing, $15 a day per person.
That's not bad.
And then if you want the like Space Mountain or some of the more higher, you have to pay an extra $7 to get on that ride. Oh. But I'm telling you, if you have especially young kids and you just want to get on the ride, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as like right before I left LA, I did Universal. And I think the regular ticket for Universal is like $85 or something like that. And then I paid $140, I think, for mine. But that was like you just walked right to the front of the line every time. I was like totally worth it. You can knock the whole park out in a few hours.
I've been saying they should be doing this. They used to do those ticket things where you had like a 2-hour window to ride the ride. You had to go. And it would knock about 10, 15 minutes off. I go, I would pay extra to have my own special line. And what's going to happen is everyone's going to say, okay, yeah, why am I waiting 80? Like in Epcot, when it was pouring down rain, we went on Frozen, I think it was, and it was pouring. I mean, it was just, we're getting just drenched. There was nowhere to hide, but we only had to wait like 5 minutes and we got covered up. The other line was 85 minutes long, and they're just, fast pass is what they used to be. It just, but they don't have the fast pass. But these people, I go, there's no way I'd be sitting in this fucking line for 85 minutes for a 30-second ride or a minute ride, whatever it is.
Right.
But if you're going the next couple of months because nobody knows about it, get it because it's a big deal. But anyway, so I was tapping you had to tap your little bracelet thing on the thing, and this lady couldn't get her scooter started, and my family had all gone ahead, so I'm waiting. Finally, I said, I went around her. God damn it, asshole! And I'm like going, but your scooter's not even starting yet. What am I supposed to do? I got to get up here with my family. So she was pissed at me. She came out. She was pissed at me. So I had to keep one eye open because I didn't want to get run over by a scooter.
She must have had this kill switch or something.
She went full Karen on me. So I was just running for my life.
You're like, I can walk.
Yeah. Come on, chase me. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Serpentine. But
you know what's interesting? I mean, I remember as a kid, like, I used to go to what's now known as Six Flags New England, but we used to go to Riverside Park in Massachusetts. And even when I was a kid around Disney, like part of like the whole allure was like the anticipation as you're waiting in line for these rides.
Yeah.
Like each of them all had that pressure treated wood. It was like the railings. You kind of like, as a kid, you're kind of like climbing up on them and you're watching people get on the ride. You're watching the ride going by you. You're getting all, like amped up to get on this damn thing. And but then again, when we were kids, the line they were never that long. Like I wouldn't say they're probably 90 minutes, but just kind of like the anticipation before you get on the ride. That's what part of the whole journey was.
Yeah, not for me. Because I know when Space Mountain first opened up at Disneyland, we went the first week it was open. There was we were 14 or 15, took some high school thing or whatever. And so the line was all the way from where it was in Tomorrowland, all the way into Main Street. It was a 3.5 hour wait. So what we do is we get to a certain spot and go, "Hey, excuse me, our parents are up there."
Oh, so
And
you were a line cutter.
I was a line cutter. So we'd go up there. So the line was like 45 minutes long for us. The anticipation wasn't killing me. I just said, "Hey, I'm trying to get on these rides." I think we had to use tickets back then still, if I'm not mistaken. It was an e-ticket. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I think the funniest thing though is when we were coming back on Southwest, Orlando's airport is packed. And the line, which is huge, but it was going pretty fast. This lady comes up and goes, we're getting to the front, and my wife goes, "Hey, ma'am, the line is back there." "Oh, I just have a question." And so everybody in line said, "Oh, I have a question too. I have a question." It's like, it just looked like a chain reaction. So it shamed her. So she had to go back to the end of the line. She didn't have a question. She wanted to take fucking cuts. But other than that, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, it is embarrassing. I mean, I think I've been caught twice at Comic-Con cutting. And it's kind of embarrassing because usually I'm pretty smooth about it. And then when you get caught, you're like, "Damn it, you sneaky bastards." Like, but
I mean, you just have to go, "Oh, that's the line back there?"
Yeah. "Oh, I'm just talking to my friend here." Like, "I don't know you, buddy." Like, "Oh, yeah, you do. Remember I met you last night?"
We had someone cut in front of us at Epcot. We were standing like 3 or 4 feet behind the people in front of us. There was no one behind us. This lady runs over here. And she sends her whole, I go, "Are we invisible? Are we just not here?" And she's just looking at me. I go, "Are we not here?" And she didn't care. Then they couldn't figure out how to work their bands. So we went around them and got in first. I go, "Took cuts and you're still behind us." But I try and stay calm because, I don't want someone filming me and saying,
well, you don't want to set a bad example for your grandkids, like saying, "God damn it,"
Yes, I do. Anyway,
that would have been priceless if that would have been like you'd been waiting in line and then something would happen, and then all of a sudden the little grandkid goes, "Oh, God damn it! I just want to run."
She might have. I should have told her to say it. But I did watch Back to the Future on the plane.
Which one?
It was a free movie on Southwest. I watched half of it on the way out, half it on the other half on the way back. I forgot how good this movie was.
The first one.
The first one, yeah. I mean, I hadn't seen it probably all the way through in probably 10 years. I said, "God, this movie is so good."
Yeah. It's one of those movies that it has layers to it that you don't pick up unless you watch it multiple times. You're like, "Oh, there's some cool stuff that's going on in the background and all these other things that."
And there's even more stuff with Biff where you're like, "Go, okay." At one point, he's in the cafeteria, basically raping Marty's mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I mean, obviously he's trying to do it in the car, and you're like, and the bald-headed guy only cares when they're about to fight.
Oh, right.
I don't know. It just that part always
The
bothers
bald-headed thing still gets to you?
No. The
guy from Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Gun. God damn it, Maverick. But no, the part where it's like, why would you have him at the end of why would you let him back in your house? And I had another question for you because you guys are all sci-fi guys. I was thinking, okay, in the photo is, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it.
Strickland. Thanks, Chris.
Strickland, that's right.
Strickland,
the photo's disappearing, right? And Marty's playing the guitar. And are in the real world, did his brother and sister disappear?
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm.
So they were just gone. So Marty's mom and dad didn't know.
Well, I mean, basically with Marty interfering, essentially it starts a whole new timeline.
So the whole world was different.
Yeah, the whole thing would be different. I mean, you wouldn't really see that stuff happen. It's just the fact that he has an artifact from the future that's now disappearing.
But the brother and sister didn't disappear in the future.
But yeah,
in 1985, they were still there.
No, I mean, like, that whole future's gone, essentially. I mean, even the fact that at the end, sorry, spoilers for Back to the Future, the whole past is completely, or his whole future is completely changed.
But
he's altered time altogether.
So his girlfriend doesn't know who he is, right?
Well, the girlfriend. I'm trying to remember.
Because she completely changes in the second one.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
for sure. That's a whole other.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. But
it's like because Jay and I who have talked about this because the biggest plot hole in not the first Back to the Future but the second Back to the Future is Biff, old Biff, because that's one of the things they explain. Because old Biff goes back, in the past, changes things, but then he brings the car back to the exact same spot in the future, which Doc later explains. When they go back in the past, like, oh, if we go back to the future now, it'll be in this alternate timeline. It's like, well, then how did old Biff go back? And so that's a huge plot hole. And then there's actually a deleted scene that shows old Biff arriving back, and then he starts to fade from existence in that.
Oh, okay.
But it still doesn't work though. It's like, why was he still able to go back to that same future timeline? It's a big plot hole that's in the second movie.
Because another thing that was bothering me, because they named Marty because of who they met Marty, and of course the whole thing where they don't recognize him, but they have an older son.
Look,
why
man,
did they name the older son Marty?
hey, that's an endless.
Look, you forget it's 1955. They still have to experience the 60s. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that they probably don't remember.
Well, obviously they remembered Marty because you're taking
Marty. That's a nice name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
the guy that I almost kind of like.
Yeah, the guy that I almost kind of fell in love with, and then the other guy's like, "It's fine.
I settled for you."
So.
Yeah.
And then they're into tennis, like in the alternate 85.
Because that's what rich people do
in the 80s. Yeah.
Rich people play tennis.
Yeah, and they always had that fucking sweater tied around their neck, like
preppy
bags.
Yeah.
What sci-fi writer? You didn't see Frank Herbert wearing like that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like Frank Herbert, serious sci-fi writer, writes Dune, goes on to write Dune Messiah, Children of Dune. There's no way he's wearing that fucking tennis garb.
How do you know?
Just a one-trick pony, wasn't he?
Do you follow him around?
No, I'm just saying. There's no way. There's no way.
So that's your problem with the whole movie is that
the whole. It's like he's a sci-fi writer. Why would he be into?
But that was big back in that day.
Yeah,
there was a lot of people wore it. I didn't do it. I thought it was stupid.
You did it.
I swear to God, never did it.
So next week we're gonna have Cindy on, who will have photo evidence of Jack doing the
sweater on top,
thing, all top,
shorts, and a fucking sweater up top.
I did the short shorts.
I knew that.
I'm not gonna.
You've testified to that online.
Short shorts, no socks on your shoes. But I never did the sweater thing.
Oh,
but
you got the toe jam shit in there with no socks and shoes. It's gross.
Squish.
Yeah.
Squish, 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 squish.
Rocking the boat shoes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I grew up in a place where you could do that.
There's a whole group of people that love that shit. The Yacht Rock group, and like it's and that's what they did.
I love Yacht Rock. I'm not gonna lie.
But they dress like that. Those shows.
But here's the thing: Yacht Rock is awesome.
What is Yacht Rock?
It's like the best collection of 80s pop music. You get your Duran Durans, and all those.
So
guys.
I love Duran Duran.
Not related to Adam Yauch from the Beastie Boys, right? Like it's not Yauch Rock. Okay.
No.
All right.
I've never heard that term.
Yeah, like they'll get like 4 or 5 bands from the 80s that are had like 2 or 3 hits, and then they'll put them in. It's all that easy listening, but not quite easy listening. It's in between that. And
so Neil Diamond.
Yeah, like Neil Diamond would be a good example, sort of. But even though he's an older artist, but
no,
it's that catchy but relaxed kind of music. And then it's kind of like when you go to a Jimmy Buffett show and everyone's dressed up as a parrot head. These people be wearing the sailors' hats and the sweaters and shit.
Matt Treese is saying Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan. Is Steely Dan?
I do not consider Steely Dan Yacht Rock.
I mean, that's I think that's
Odo,
like very frothy
Fleetwood.
Jazz rock. I think of Steely Dan as jazz rock.
I mean, I guess you could put some Steely Dan, like
some
Steely Dan.
Some of his stuff it's pretty.
Christopher Cross. So I just sent you guys an Apple Music playlist. It's the Yacht Rock Essentials. Yeah, so you got Toto, Christopher Cross, Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, and with Peg. Yeah, I guess that technically is. Hall & Oates, Kenny Loggins,
Definitely, yeah.
like
But it's true.
Pablo Cruz, Crosby, Stills, Bob Skaggs.
That's
like,
what he says in the song.
Hey, am I the only one that was shocked when I first saw Christopher Cross? Because you heard that song.
he
from
looks like
Arthur.
shit.
No, when he first came out, when he first comes out, you're thinking, okay, yeah, Little River Band's a good one.
We have to
But no,
understand, but Chris, like Sailing came out and it was hit. Like,
Little
a number
River
one hit,
Band
like, was
is
the year I was
amazing.
born.
There are 5
Well-
songs.
But that's like,
Like,
there's a lot of groups
Sailing
like
was a number one hit in 1980.
Oh, Sailing was so good.
Take me away.
But when we
that. Did anyone say Air Supply? Yeah, John said
Yeah, Air Supply.
But when you first see Christopher Cross, you heard him on the radio for like ever, and then you see him, you go, "Huh." I wouldn't picture the voice with the guy because he was a big guy.
Same with Terry Gross.
Yeah. Well, it's like Boy George. When Boy George, I went, "Huh."
So there was a period of time in my
Do
life
you
where
really want to hurt me? Yes. Shut the fuck up.
That's one of the funniest scenes in Wedding Singer. You know, he just keeps playing the same song over and over again, and when it cuts back to him singing it again, you hear all the people in the crowd just going, die, just like throwing stuff at him, and they just keep singing the song.
My wife loves the Little River Band. They have, like I said, they have about 4 or 5 songs.
So
right?
what we've discovered, Jack, is that you are a fucking Yacht Rock fan.
Yeah,
I guess.
apparently John in the chat is also. So
I never-
well,
I
you did.
never-
How can
I-
you not like it? It's fantastic.
I never knew that was a term. I just
I just thought this was the radio station that my dad subjected me to in the 80s when he was farming. So,
Air Supply. Why do I know that? It's what songs? I'm trying to think of. I know their songs, but I can't think of one off the top of my
they had
head.
a couple hits, really high pitch,
Yeah, high pitch. Yeah.
mhm.
I love.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah.
lost
Without
without you.
you.
That's it.
And if you've seen Frozen 2 or if you haven't seen Frozen 2,
I have not seen Frozen. I've not seen Frozen 1 all the way through.
okay, there is at least one moment in Frozen 2 that I feel like you should see just as an enjoyer of watching 80s ballads, because the main Chris, you know what I'm talking about, right?
What about do the babies fall in this category?
Babies.
I mean,
what?
it's
The babies, Jonathan Cain, because then Jonathan Cain left the babies to go to Journey, and that changed the whole sound of Journey.
right.
Hmm.
It's kind of a blend, like, because it used to be called corporate rock, and it still kind of is called corporate rock. Because like I think of Styx as corporate rock, but like Styx could also fit in yacht rock.
What song do you think about from Frozen 2?
Thank you. It was Lost in the Woods. So
Lost in the Woods. Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
sings that?
it's-
Air Supply.
no,
Well,
Jonathan
on-
Groff is
on
the
In
singer.
Weezer as well.
Yes.
Oh, Weezer.
Weezer does but
I like the Mary Tyler Moore.
it's really worth a watch or a listen to Lost in the Woods, because it is an homage to 80s power
It
ballads.
is.
And
You're right.
as
It
a
totally is.
person that's taking your daughter to watch this movie, every dad in the audience is like, yes, this was worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Thank you for this is awesome. So it's funny, it's hilarious. So
Yeah, we saw a Frozen show at Disneyland, and it was funny because they said they were having you sing the song, and they said, "Okay, just the dads." Da, 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 da. It was like, what's it say? What's the song? How's it go? I'm a let it go, let it go.
Oh,
And then they stop, and and it's like, okay, like I didn't know any further. All the guys stopped because we didn't know. Let it go, let it go.
And there's that one hard-on dad who's just trying
Yeah.
to belt that because that was like his fucking moment. Like,
yeah.
like the mom or the kid was recording it, and like he was just ready for that
Yeah.
moment.
yeah.
And he probably
He's
sucked.
up like this. Yeah. But I didn't. Know.
And then Cindy was like, "Jack, sit down."
Yeah. Well, I know the word. I used to think it was "Let It Snow." Let it snow.
No, you did not.
I swear to God. I go. Let it go. I go.
I mean, they're in a frozen land. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, you figure it's ice and it's frozen. She touches things and people.
I don't
freeze.
believe
Like,
it.
I swear to God. Why would I lie about being stupid?
Because that was literally the most popular song in the universe for a solid year.
Yeah, did I listen? I didn't watch the movie. I didn't know. Frozen. Let it snow.
Well, actually,
let it
technically,
snow.
your grandkids were not really of the age.
You worked at an ice skating rink. How is this song not on like
That's
every
also
fucking
true.
minute? Yeah.
When you work at an ice rink, you learn to tune out the songs because like figure skaters will play the same fucking song over and over and over again. So when when you hear the song, you're like going, I don't hear it.
Making love out of nothing at all. That's another good one, Matt.
Making love. That's Air Supply, right?
Yeah, Air Supply. Mhm.
See.
I was paying attention in these.
I could be on Name That Tune.
There was this radio station that my dad listened to back in the day, and I swear, like all of these songs that we've mentioned and more were on this radio station, and because my dad farmed, he would leave me in the pickup truck for periods of time. So I would
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, I would just kind of listen to the radio.
Then you would sneak off. Heard the sheep in.
No, we only had sheep for one fucking tiny period of my farming life.
And I wonder why that is.
And why was that?
Yeah.
Just never mind. I tried to say one thing. One thing on this fucking
I apologize.
show.
I apologize. Finish your
Yeah,
show.
whatever.
No,
Let's go ahead and go to a fucking commercial break. Go ahead, enjoy these fucking commercials. Go ahead, do it.
Fine.
You're no fun.
So Sherry in the chat says, I just want to tell Chris, thank you for teaching me the art of knowing when to not respond through this podcast. No joke, it's a life skill learned through watching you on this podcast. Yeah, sometimes it's just not worth it.
Also, how to just relentlessly make fun of someone about something that doesn't even matter to their life.
That was Jack. That was Jack.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead. You keep telling me.
Literally the fucking first thing I've said in this podcast is this.
No.
Like,
oh God,
Jack is the one who just made the sheep joke. I sat there and banged my head against the microphone.
To be fair, I think Nick and I both did it at the same time.
It's true.
Yeah, perhaps. But
Right,
my point is it wasn't fucking me.
There was no.
Don't bundle me into your
finish
misery.
your dad's story about
I'm not. No. Mm-mm. I will say that my dad did this really nice, sweet thing the other day. It just kind of out of the blue. He sent me the equivalent of what a dad would do, like sending a gift card or like a greeting card. You know, like greeting cards are kind of old now. They're outdated. Like your dad's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to buy a greeting card for my son and mail it and tell him what a loving son he is. No,
I get yelled at if I don't.
You just look up a meme on Pinterest and you text your son a meme that says that you're thinking of you, and it was really sweet. I just I woke up
and
like
you can do that on Pinterest. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he found a Pinterest like image that like just reminded it. It was
that's pretty hip of him.
It was really unsolicited. He knew I was going through some shit.
What was the meme?
You know, I'll pull it up here. So
Jack knows where I'm going.
I'm keeping quiet. I'm not getting in trouble.
I'm trying to just share a little bit of my life.
I am going to sit here very quietly, only to wait to get accused of doing something I didn't do.
He sent me this meme that basically was oh fuck you Pinterest and your fucking bullshit. I can't just read it. It says, to my son, always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. Love, Dad.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really
nice.
Really, really kind of.
I don't think my dad ever told me he loved me. Nice.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I knew he did, but he just wasn't that kind.
There is this weird stage though, like as you age out of your teen years. Yeah,
it's just given, man. It's just a given.
Yeah,
it's just a given. It's just understood.
It's just understood.
It was an '80s song, so I figured he loved.
Unless you're drunk or in trouble, there's no other way out. There's no need to say that.
I am making a point of letting my kids
that's nice. I'm glad your dad did that.
It took me by surprise, and it was really sweet because I've been.
That is nice. So, what was the '80s station he used to listen to?
Whoa, out of Toledo.
Whoa.
W-O, W-O-W-O, whoa, whoa.
WOWO
Out of Toledo.
out of Toledo.
Oh, Toledo.
Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
Klinger one of the disc jockeys?
No. No, but that was something
swear
that,
won't
I
get that.
thought they could fly.
that was something that like growing up though, no, like because Toledo was close to where we lived in Ohio. It was like, you watched MASH and you knew like, oh, Jamie Farr was on MASH and he was from Toledo. It was like it was the local celebrity that you just knew, like, oh, that's the so
And you knew the Mud Hens
because of MASH, yeah.
Yeah.
So
But like Sherry giving Chris the compliment of just being quiet, which is rare.
which is probably best for the podcast.
Yeah.
it's like last week.
It is hard sometimes for me to not do this in my regular job. I'm sure probably for Chris the same, and Matt, because we're both public facing people. And today I had a 4-hour demo with a client, and the guy that was running it on the client side was the most driest person I'd ever talked to probably in my life. And we were running a little bit long, and we got to the point in the mid where we're going to take a 15-minute break here, but we're already a little over. So the guy that was running it from our side was like, oh, so let's meet back, and instead of making it a 15-minute break, he said 10-minute break.
Did he say commercial break?
No, he didn't say commercial.
You said really dry.
He was really dry, but this guy comes across, and the guy comes across, and he just goes, like, no, I'm going to take the full 15 minutes, and then just cuts it right there, and then from that point on, just my brain, I wanted to go, that's what she said, but didn't. And so I had to vent it in the private chat with all my coworkers. And then it just started this long ass string of just, because we were all thinking it, because I said, what is this guy? What's this guy like when he talks to his wife? Like, it's now time for intercourse. I'm going to take the full 15 minutes, and then this line down.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Please turn to chapter 3, paragraph 4 in your sex manual. We will now be, it was just this long thread of just giving this guy shit without him knowing we were giving him shit.
It's kind of like us in our private chat.
Right.
Wait, what?
Nothing tonight.
Yeah, it's those people are kind of rough to deal with because you if you make a joke and they just look at you and you're going, okay. Because I try to be loose and relax.
Well, that's what I mean. It should be fun. Your work should try to be as fun as possible. Yes, it is business, and you should try to be professional, but still have fun with it. And when you're all just straight laced, it's like, dude, lighten up. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's like when my wife and I were doing the Lamaze.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Well, she was pregnant. We're doing Lamaze, and I don't know.
Whatever you call it, man.
I don't know. She was having a scheduled C-section, so I don't know what we're doing Lamaze. I just kept cracking jokes in the back, and because the lady was like, she had big eyes, and she was over dramatic, and we almost got thrown out. Anyway.
Of all the things to get thrown out of, that's one.
I wouldn't have cared. But,
that's like a bucket list kind of thing. Got thrown out of Lamaze class. What you got?
You know how bad you got to fuck up.
Yeah, it was because
you got to drop that baby on its head like 7 times.
Yeah.
He said you got to put the diaper on the face, man.
Jack took the plastic baby and threw it like a fucking football across the room. Like, ooh, Chargers for the win. It's in the hole. It's in the hole.
That's something we rarely said in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, in the hole.
No, Chargers for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned like how you want to be like this at work. Because I can relate to that so much. In a public customer service facing role, I very often want to be me. I'm from the show, but I can't. But I did have one situation earlier where, long story short, the person in front of me said, if you're not going to tell me what I want to hear and give me what I want you to give me, then we can stop talking.
Damn.
Wow.
And I said,
wow.
Fuck.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did. I actually, like, no, I'm not even joking. It's exactly what happened. And I got, they got so mad, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. Oh man! But it was like, yeah, all right, right on.
I remember many years ago, I was working the skate counter at Rink in La Jolla, and this lady comes up to me and goes, "Hey, you guys are out of toilet paper in the women's bathroom." I said, "Did you try the hand dryers?" And she did not find this funny. And her boyfriend comes up to me. He's like 5'2". So I'm not a big guy, but
wow. So this is a size thing. Okay, we got to put a warning on this podcast.
He comes up to me and goes, "Who's the one that said use the hand dryers?" I go, "Well, that was me." I go, "I was just joking." He's, I go, "Lighten up, Francis."
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe you said that. Exactly. I can't believe you said that to one of Jay's girlfriends, though.
Yeah. Jay wasn't even born yet.
Okay.
But it was like, God, I go, people are so, I said, oh, they must be from the Midwest. Be honest with you. They must be from the Midwest where they take their toilet paper seriously. And I guess he could hear me. He was like, oh, pissed off. I go, come on, dude. I go, I'll kill you. Get away from me. I don't know. I used to have a lot of fun. I'm sure I told the story. I told the original Married Man. These girls came up. Do you have a size 9.5? I go, yes, I do. And that's how I left. Of course, nowadays I'd probably get arrested, but back then you could say stuff like that, but you can't say it now. Anyway, remember this was the '80s. You're okay to have fun in the '80s.
Speaking of, yeah, go ahead.
I like that kind of humor though, where if someone doesn't follow up, like if you're saying something like that, like, do you have a size 9.5? They mean shoe, and you're saying yes, I do. But you need to follow up with continuous sense. It's like there's a line in
they laughed. They thought it was funny. I go, well, it's not really funny.
Yeah,
true.
But it's like in the movie Arthur, the 1980 version or 81 version, like
the good one.
Yeah, the good one. Yeah, the butler.
There's another one. There's another version.
Yeah, they made a really crappy remake.
Yeah,
like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Who played Arthur?
That Russell Brand.
Oh
yeah,
Helen Mirren was the butler.
Oh no!
I watched like 2 minutes of it and said, "Okay, come on."
You can't beat the original.
No,
but it's things like I always love the dry British humor because like when he's coughing, the butler's coughing, and Liza Minnelli goes, "Oh, that sounds serious. Have you seen a doctor?" And he's like, "Yes, I have," and he has seen me. Like he's answering it in a different way, and I always
he was the perfect butler.
He's perfect for that role. Yeah.
Well, he was perfect because Liza Minnelli's funny. But you also have Dudley Moore, who was hilarious.
Yeah,
feeding off each other. It was just great.
Mm-hmm.
Great it's I'm
feeding off, down. Right?
Watch Arthur.
Beating off.
Yeah. To me, the story is like that's where the second one.
There's a second one on the rocks. Yeah,
on the rocks is terrible because to me the story in the first one is not really between Arthur and Liza Minnelli. It's between Arthur and the butler.
Yeah,
and of course, spoiler alert for anyone who's not seen a 40-year-old movie. The butler dies. But it's just like, and then so there's really nowhere to go after that because that
yeah.
Well, my favorite line is when he's talking to his fiance and he's trying to break up with her. He goes, Arthur, take my hand. That'll leave you with one.
Yeah, there's so many good lines in that. Yeah, it's like in that very early.
It's a dad joke like factory.
Just fact. Yeah.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And I was a kid then. Well, was I a kid then?
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's. No,
I was like 9. Well, when it came out, 81.
It's 80 or 81. Yeah. And
where's Matt Treese or Chris Doran? They would know probably off the top of their head.
Yeah. But like, there's so many, even in that scene on the table, like, because same thing. He's like, after he takes her hand, and he's like, whatever her name was, Karen or something. But like, you're the only woman at this table. And then even in the early,
how have I not seen this movie in like 30 years?
It's so good. Even like in the beginning part, when he has the same restaurant, but he has the hooker there, and they just keep talking, and then he's like
1981.
81. Okay.
So I was 19. So Sherry's right. I was a teen.
Yeah.
That's also the year that the Muppets ended.
81, really?
The Muppet Show.
Really?
Yeah. I've been on a deep dive of the Muppet Show.
Really?
Yeah, with my kids. My kids.
No.
I
don't talk the fact that you're on a deep dive with the Muppets.
It didn't go longer.
It didn't.
I mean, there's the movies. There's the movies, but the show.
But the show
You're talking
itself,
about
the
really?
Muppet Show ran
Really?
from. Guess when it started? I'll just put that out.
74.
65.
76.
76.
Ran for 5 seasons from 76 to 81. I thought in my memory of watching this as a kid, I was like, oh, it went from 1980 to 85 or something like that. That was what it was in my mind. Or
It was
79. But it actually
Rocky,
started in 76.
It's in Rocky 4.
The Muppet Show is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone is on. He
Yeah, so
on.
that's what they show.
Yeah. And I know that Jim Henson had worked with Lorne Michaels on SNL on the first year. So in 1975, the first season of SNL has Muppet actual clips. And I think that's probably, I don't know, because I don't know Muppet history like I know Star Wars history. But
the Muppets, they have a Muppet Chevy Chase and a Muppet Richard Pryor doing that one sketch.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, and
I'm making that up.
The initial Muppet Show, apparently, their plan on the guest host was that at the end, each guest host would become a Muppet, and they would have a Muppet of that guest host. They did it for the first 3. And then they stopped doing it.
I used to watch the Muppet Show. I used to like the two guys.
I loved it.
I used to like the two guys in the balcony.
I hated them as a
Because
kid.
they're cranky.
Because
They're cranky.
Yeah. Have you seen that Saturday Night Live sketch where it was last year that came out? They're up there and they're getting beat up by. They're playing.
Yeah. So in the chat, I was gonna say, Will says I was born in '82 and I watched the Muppet Show. I didn't realize until recently that it was all reruns.
Yeah.
Same.
Right.
Same.
That's exactly.
I was today years old when I realized that.
And the other thing I was just reading about this is that Jim Henson wanted to go out on top. He wanted it to be at its peak. It's like he was doing Seinfeld before Seinfeld. He didn't. So when it ended in the 5th season, it was getting the highest ratings it had ever had from the Nielsen's, and it was actually garnering better guests in the first couple of years.
It was on Saturday nights, right?
They were, I think so. That seems about right. So I remember watching it with my family a lot. I loved that show. So
Sherry says she doesn't remember the Muppets on SNL, but she does remember Mr. Bill.
Oh no, Mr. Bill!
And if you have Disney Plus, do yourself a favor, go through the Muppet Show, check out the Steve Martin episode. That's a really fun episode, especially because the concept of that episode is that Steve Martin is actually they actually don't have a Muppet Show on that episode. They're auditioning new entertainment, and Steve is just doing his normal bits. And this goes back to like something.
The arrow through his head.
Yeah, he starts off with the arrow through his head, but this goes back to something that you were saying about like the 80s and a different time, and so it does have a warning at the beginning about things that are offensive, and so it almost becomes a game with my kids when we watch these, because we're like, okay, where's the culturally offensive moment? And there's this scene that happens where Gonzo is talking about doing a dancing sequence with cheese, and he says that
with cheese,
yeah, and he says something about how
that's offensive.
No. Oh, just wait for it. So there's at some point he mentions something about how it's a girl cheese or a female cheese, and Kermit is like, why does it matter if it's a girl, or he says something like, why wouldn't it be a boy cheese, or I wasn't thinking that it was a girl cheese. And Gonzo says, if I was dancing with male cheese, that would just be weird.
Oh.
And the joke went over my head. I was like, oh, that's just kind of funny because it's just ridiculous anyway. It doesn't matter what gender it is. It's just absurd that you're dancing with cheese. But it was my son who was more sensitive. He was like, that's probably what they're and I was like, oh yeah.
Come on, Dad, keep up. Keep up, Dad.
Yeah, keep up, Dad. Come on. Wake up. We're all woke over here. You're not.
You could do that in almost any movie.
But it's later in the episode where Steve Martin is doing a banjo routine where he starts singing, "Okay, in Chinese now."
Oh, right.
And I was like, and so then I turned to my son. I was like, I think that's
the one.
Yeah.
So we were having kind of like these back and forth moments. So it's a real Where's Waldo if you go back and watch these.
We were
things.
on It's a Small World, and my daughter, my oldest daughter, goes, "How is this still allowed?" Because it was in the China part. They said, "How is this still allowed?" Because the eyes were. I'm not gonna say it. But it's just like, how is this still
Right.
allowed when?
We're just saying it's Mickey Rooney, right?
Yeah. Mickey Rooney playing or who's the other guy that did it? He did
John
did
Wayne.
a whole movie where he was a
John Wayne.
No, he was a Chinese.
You just want to bring up John Wayne.
John Wayne did it too.
Yeah, John Wayne did it too. But not Houston. He did the whole thing. He was a detective.
Oh,
what was his name? Chris, Matt, in the chat.
Hollywood was fucked back in the day, man. I mean, can you guys allow Chris to speak again? Sure. So
no one's kept Chris silent. Just be quiet. Just be quiet, Chris.
Look,
no one's keeping him oppressed.
Without nicotine, Chris is boring as fuck.
Yeah, right.
Charlie Chan, yes. Charlie
so
Chan.
What's interesting is it actually does kind of dovetail into something I wanted to talk about this week, and I started listening to I started listening to the biography of Kal Penn, which he just released this week. His book, "Are You Serious?" I think is his name of the book, or "You Can't Be Serious" or something like that. For us, really interesting listen. Right, so he narrates his own biography, but a lot of it has to go through, and he talks about like him as being an up and coming actor who's Asian. His family's from India, and trying to kind of get into the whole into Hollywood as an Indian or an actor of Indian descent, and how much stereotype is there, and like how he actually speaks very, very succinctly and with no accent, but actually is very well spoken. And he talks about how when he used to go into rehearsals,
auditions.
What do you go when you go in for like not an interview, but audition? Thank you. So he's saying like how he's like when he goes into auditions and they're all like, you don't have an accent. Can you speak with an accent? And like it kind of went all through all this stuff where like he got into like kind of like arguments with people, but then he finally got his first role, like his first big role, which was Van Wilder,
right?
In which he plays a character named Taj Mahal, but Badalanda. And like he was gonna turn it down at first, but then he realized like how the actual character of Taj Mahal in Van Wilder was they didn't use his accent to kind of take away.
Ryan Phillips, right?
Or
not Ryan
Reynolds.
Phillips.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
And it was so it was kind of like it was interesting how like that character's like background and ethnicity didn't take away or diminish from his heritage or anything like that, but it was actually kind of like a you couldn't have had the movie Van Wilder without Taj type of situation. Well, and it goes into all that type of stuff, like how he had to battle all of these stereotypes in Hollywood, and how he his first agent was Candace Cameron's mother, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you look at a lot of the westerns from the '60s. I mean, you guys probably don't watch them, but the Indians are played by white people who they just color, or like the Mexicans are white people. They had the ridiculous sombrero or the stupid mustache, and you look at it now, you go, man, that was really racist. But back then it was accepted because, like I said, I don't know if you guys watch Bonanza. I do a great Hop Sing impression, but I can't do it anymore.
I mean, even like one of my dad's favorite westerns is McClintock with John Wayne. And every time you see the chief of the Native American tribe, all he says is like, "Hey, where's the whiskey?" Every time, and you're just like, "Geez, like,
yeah."
You watch those old movies and stuff like that, and you go, God, that was fucked up. But
I-
that's just the way it
I
was.
think the conversation that I've had, at least with my kids, when we watch these and we kind of point these things out, or we find these things, is we say, okay, like this is a marker of where we were, and then we can kind of see where we are now, and improving those ways that we look at things. My wife did bring up a valid point though about the Swedish Chef. Why is it okay?
That's Chris's favorite character. By
Make
the way.
love that
fun
guy.
of like a funny Swedish accent. It's kind of like a.
It's just
Is it because? Yeah, is it because? And
Now
I'll
I see
just,
why it's Chris's favorite character.
I'll,
stores.
Speaks just like him.
I'll pose this to you, Jack, since you're Swedish. Is it?
He's Swiss.
Whoa, that's pretty racist of you. We're not all lumped together.
Well, you're
Swiss.
Norwegian, so it's all
no,
in the
that's
same
bullshit.
region.
I'm offended.
Okay, well, my wife
I
thinks
don't.
the
I'm woke
Swedish
now.
Chef is borderline, like, kind of like.
We cancel Matt, but he's the producer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris. You were going to say something. Maybe the seventh thing. that you said.
Hold on. But in seriousness, tying it back to that book and the audiobook that I'm listening to, it's actually a really good listen. I've always admired Cal Penn. I thought he was funny, and hearing like the real true backstory to how he kind of got coming out from Jersey to UCLA and making his way into LA and figuring it all out, all the way through being an advisor to Obama and working in the White House. Like, I don't know if you knew that he was.
Yeah, I knew that.
But and what's actually really interesting is
I thought he was advising Obama what burger to choose.
What's really interesting is that he actually he officially came out of the closet with the release of this book. Because he
just got engaged, right?
He's been engaged.
Oh, he's been engaged. Okay.
But I think, like the release of his
Ben.
book was kind of like, well, that's actually his name. I'm not even
really?
shitting you. His fiance's name is Ben.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's funny. But
well, he's been engaged.
It's a really good story. Like, and I've really enjoyed listening to him, and I'm excited to see what he's gonna do next. So check it out. It's Cal Penn's "You Can't Be Serious," or I think is the name of his book.
Well, he was in that movie, that show where the what was it? I think one of you guys kept watching it. No, the Capitol was destroyed.
Oh yeah, Designated Survivor.
Yeah, he was in that. He was in that, and one of you kept watching it. I don't know.
Yeah, I did. Like, and I think that was I haven't gotten this far in the book yet, but I'm assuming that's probably one of his first bigger roles. Post Obama. And he played the press secretary, which I thought was kind of
Chris
cool.
Dorn says Peter Sellers portrayed Charlie Chan like character. I remember that, but it's not Peter Ustinov. No, is that who I'm thinking of? I wish I could remember who it was, but
Side note, I subsequently got super high last night and watched Van Wilder and Harold and Kumar back to back. And I'll tell you, Van Wilder is a fucking great movie.
It is funny. It's been when did that? I haven't seen it since it came
almost
out.
20 years old now.
It's 20 years old. It really but it's one of those things where, like, I love that because the character of Van Wilder was it's a National Lampoon's movie. First of all, I think it was National Lampoon's, right?
It is, yeah.
And what they did with Van Wilder is it almost felt like it felt like the same vein as Animal House, but the character of Van, Ryan Reynolds' character,
it's not as good as Animal House.
No, but his character was just this. He wasn't an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was actually a really good dude who loved to help people have a good time and find their potential, which I thought was cool.
But doesn't Ryan Reynolds play the same character in every movie?
100%, and he nails it every time. So
I mean, I don't get
take
me
my
wrong.
money.
I love Ryan Reynolds, but what was the movie he did where he was a waiter? Or
Waiting,
which is one of the most true to life fucking movies ever made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I watched that
what it's
movie
like.
while being a waiter, bartender, and beer.
Didn't he play the
brewer.
Green Hornet? Was he Green Hornet or
Green Lantern? We don't
Green
acknowledge that
Lantern.
movie.
But
he plays the
that
same
didn't happen.
character.
Same character, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know
love Ryan Reynolds. Don't get me wrong.
We've brought up waiting before, and because the one scene that I die laughing in every single time is the female like head waitress. That she's back there in the kitchen just fucking railing on the chef. People like, get that fucking out, get the order out, blah, blah, blah. And then she walks, from the kitchen out to the tables and then like turns a 180. She's like, hey, can I get a refill on that? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, because that's exactly what it's like. And
that movie, honestly, for those who, if you haven't watched it yet, and furthermore, if you've ever worked in food service and you haven't watched it, you need to stop what you're doing. Like, stop listening to us right now and just go watch that movie.
Whoa! Wait till the end.
No, it gets way better than us. Oh, Matt!
I thought Matt got rid of Chris. Like, to be
Yeah,
like,
I thought so too.
I thought he got. You know what's funny? I thought he got rid of me. I go, what did I say? Fuck, Matt.
It's one of the funniest movies, and it's also like the most true to life movie about the food service industry.
I think it was the first movie I watched with Brian Reynolds. I said, "Oh my god, I love this movie."
It's so good.
I don't
it is funny.
First one I saw him in is
Van Wilder for me.
It probably was Van Wilder.
He's done well for himself.
Yeah. I mean, even like Miami Mike says that you guys don't seen Free Guy, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not a classic by any means.
I have not seen. Is that Ryan Reynolds?
It's Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
It's just way too expensive.
And it's he is in a video game. Like he's a
Batwing says John. Yes.
He's just a character in a video game who actually gains like consciousness, and so
I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's got some good stuff in it. Yeah. Chris is just over here laughing at it.
And I'm laughing at John.
I know.
John, the Batwing. I make that reference all the time. Like, I really do. Like, whenever I see somebody who works for me who's like leaning up against the table and like stretching out, like with one leg out a little bit further, I'm like, oh, he's detaching the bat wings.
You got to love anyone almost automatically if they get a movie reference or a TV reference, and because you just throw it out there. Like, and what I do, I know.
Dude, the worst part about it is the majority of the people who work for me weren't born when that movie fucking came out. So
right.
It's tough, man.
It does suck. Well, try being my age. Try being my age.
Yeah. Well, it's
and quoting Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, I mean, I quoted Mr. Mom. I quoted Mr. Mom today, and of course, no one got it except my boss.
What was the quote?
Because it's electrical. So someone said something, and I went
121.
Yeah, I said 220, 221. Whatever it takes.
221.
Yeah, and like you have to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
every flight I've ever been on, every flight from day one, before I step on, I go, "Is there a movie on this flight?" A movie. So, I mean, most people won't get that, but as we're boarding the plane, I go, "Is there a movie on this flight?" And my youngest daughter goes, "A movie." Because
there's so many things you can do,
because I didn't fly the first time till after Stripes came out. And I've said that every time before I board the plane. Is there a movie on this flight?
Jack,
I don't know why.
Do you like movies about? Do you like movies about gladiators?
I do. Come on, Billy. I like my coffee like I like my men.
Right.
I use that all the time.
I have said that so many times. And like it's basically people that are just a little bit younger than Chris and I that do not get that joke at all. And I've said that, like, people are like, oh, I'm gonna get you coffee. How you want? They're like, oh, I'll just take it black. I'm like, oh, like your men? And then they just look at me like, oh my god, you're so rude. I'm like, the fuck.
My oldest daughter.
That'll get you fired, dude.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's like movie quotes that'll get you fired.
Yeah.
Since my kids were young, I made breakfast every Sunday morning, and so the kids were like, I don't know, they weren't very old, and they said, "Ooh, the bacon's," because my wife likes her bacon burnt. And I said, "Your mom likes her bacon like she likes her men," and they go, "Burnt?" I go, "Yes."
Yep.
Because Does that because you can't say it anymore, right?
Random tangent. I bought an air fryer.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's the
Did it
best.
change your life?
Dude, I've been using it for everything. I mean,
Yeah.
so the one I bought was it's by Ninja, and it's a
the Ninja's a good one. Yeah.
It's a combination of an air fryer, pressure cooker, and everything,
Really?
and like slow cooker. Yeah, so it actually
Well,
comes with a
that's cool.
pressure cooker lid. So I have
Really?
an Instant Pot. I have a toaster oven, which is on its way out.
Instant Pot is good for you.
You getting paid to say this?
And I also have a
pot.
Shit.
Now!
Now!
I don't have to wait.
Give me a joint.
I don't need a dealer. It's Instant Pot.
So I had an Instant Pot, and I had a slow cooker, and I had a toaster oven. The toaster oven's on its way out, and everything else just takes up too much goddamn space. And I've always wanted to have an air fryer, so I got this one that does it all.
Who doesn't want an air fryer? I'm all out of fries.
What's funny though is that this whole air fryer it's a complete fad right now.
I went back to the start.
It's all kind of bullshit. It's all kind of bullshit because all an air fryer is a convection oven.
Yeah.
So it's a convection oven, but with a basket.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Then I feel like we've got an air fryer now.
That's a spoiler alert. You just ruined my air fryer.
But they're awesome.
They're awesome. They're easy to clean.
The functionality of having the basket makes things a lot easier, though. So
I still like. I don't have one, but I still like the old oil fryer.
Yeah.
The oil fryer.
The oil. The where you put the fries in the oil.
You put the lotion in the basket.
Yeah.
I
made.
What the fuck are you eating?
I made turkey meatballs, and they're fantastic. Put them right in the air fryer. Boom, bang.
No, wait. We got to go back to the lotion in the air fryer. What the fuck are you eating, Matt?
The lotion in the basket. It was just I was going off of what you guys were talking about.
Sounds of the sheep.
I don't think.
No, the lotion in the basket. It's the.
There's your title of your episode.
This is what I get for just focusing on working on patron names. So
hey, I just want that to know that was Nick alone. He had no help with that one. That was Nick alone. No Jack. No.
But
Chris.
It's gonna be my fucking fault somehow.
I've never blamed you.
It's been 2 weeks since I've really been on this show. I missed you guys. I'm just gonna say that right now. I missed you.
Oh well, we thought about you.
You did see us for a few minutes.
We did. We thought about
you. I did jump in when I was.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to say we missed you, but
Jack still likes frying eggs on the 40s. All right, I've never fried an egg.
Okay.
I grew up in San Diego. Never got hot enough to fry an egg on the sidewalk.
I just want to say, like, allegedly, someone I know that maybe I work with, because I only work with one other person, decided that like
Aaron Rodgers?
they were going to boil an egg using the coffee pot. They put like 2 eggs in the coffee maker and just let it simmer for a really long time to hard boil those eggs.
I guess you could do it that way.
I mean, work. It probably worked, right?
I was like, "What are we, hobos?"
Yeah.
Like,
it's a container.
Or is that going? It's thinking outside the box.
Oh. Maybe it's also thinking like, I don't know, maybe you poison your stomach. I'm just like, I don't fuck around with that shit. Like, I boil that shit.
Like, you worry about the caffeine getting in there?
No, not
because
the
he's
caffeine,
vegetarian and he doesn't want the potential of having.
You know, I'm not vegetarian anymore, right?
I did not know that.
I
knew that you occasionally ate meat. I knew that you occasionally ate meat. I didn't know you.
I haven't occasionally.
When did this happen?
I haven't occasionally ate meat, and okay.
I
was a vegetarian from 2011 until
whoa! What happened to the car?
2020.
Brother who was not named Marty.
2020. That's too many.
2020.
Round
here. Whenever the fuck COVID happened, it like broke us as a family.
So you're no longer. I did not know that. I thought you were vegetarian.
I was for a very long time, and then COVID broke my wife, and then that broke me. So I mean, she
So
started making steaks, and I was like,
so
Right,
I
well,
can't
I-
complain.
I
So
remember
You
ate the
went
cat.
head first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it's not like we're not fucking around
so-
with this like
so you
chicken
ate
bullshit,
Mauser.
okay? And by the way,
It's that bastard Mauser who ripped off my nose.
by the way, like I'm still not a fan of chicken.
It's okay.
That's
to-
the
it's okay.
Saigon whore that bit off my nose.
It's okay to eat pussy. It's okay.
I'm not that type of pussy. So
Nick
thank
got
you very
that
much.
joke.
I did.
I got a hairball.
I got what you got.
I got a
I'm
hairball.
getting what you're throwing.
Dude, honest to God. Okay, so we're going back to the late 90s, early 2000s movies again. Like,
Oh no, I wasn't
Dirty
talking
Work.
about my vegetarianism.
Dirty Work is a fucking fantastic movie.
Who's in that? Who's in Dirty Work?
That was
It's Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
That's a
And
solid
Artie
movie.
Lang.
Rest in-
Always Artie
Artie
Lang.
Lang
was
I'm thinking
in-
Horatio Sands, but
He had a
you're right.
different. He had a different nose then.
Yeah,
He did.
Artie Lang?
He
Artie
actually
Lang
had a nose.
Oh, because have you seen him after his cocaine experience?
Yeah, he's got a
Kids.
flat face.
Don't-
But
don't
Chris
do-
Chris Farley was
don't
in
do
that movie
drugs.
for a hot second, and
Yep.
it was fucking unbelievable.
I
That's
think
actually
I've
probably
seen
one of
that.
his most memorable roles.
I think I've seen that movie.
You like you
Well, it's
have.
be-
I have-
it's better
if
than
you
the-
haven't,
it-
you need to go back and check it.
It's better than the movie he
Before
did
you
with
watch
Matthew
Arthur.
Perry, where they were
Yeah, Almost Heroes.
Almost Heroes. That movie, I couldn't wait to see
Oh,
that
I
movie.
thought
I
it
was
was
like,
John Candy's
that-
movie.
Oh no, John Candy had good movies, but he had some bad ones.
Well, that's what's funny is that both of those guys went out on a stinker. Because you have John Candy's last film was Heck Wagons East.
Yes, I think that's
Yeah.
why I always confuse it with
and Almost
Chris
Heroes
Farley's.
was Chris
Yeah.
Farley's was and they're both just.
Mm.
It killed him.
Well, it's just it's the same as with all those kind of
If they only had an air fryer.
True.
Yeah. Shit, I had so many points and we've gone on so many different.
Okay, go ahead.
You can fucking
go ahead,
cook
Nick.
anything.
No,
in
I
there.
don't
It's
remember them
amazing.
because we've gone on so many different
No, list them
side
all out.
chats.
Get
You
them
can
all
get
out.
Instant pot.
Oh,
All right,
Sherry,
well,
I saw your advice about the everything but the bagel spice. I'll have to try that out.
Bagel spice. Wait, where was that?
It was on a moving on up. There it is, Chris.
Who sings that song?
I have no idea.
Winona from Good Times.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
And you too, Winona.
so
in the kitchen.
One thing I wanted to bring up. Did
Beans
anyone,
don't burn on the grill.
did anyone
Thanks.
watch Tom Hanks' new film on?
I did
Apple
not,
TV?
but I want
No.
to.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's where he plays somebody.
I,
It's basically, to me, even from the previews, I went, you saw him befriend a beach ball. Now see him befriend a robot. Like it's kind of,
Right. That's what it looks like.
yeah.
Robot!
And it's good. It's cute. It's got a cute, but
Finch.
Finch. That's it. Finch.
You lost me at cute.
Yeah, it's
lost me
okay.
at
It's
cute.
not a classic by any means, but it's worth a watch.
You lost Chris at words.
What?
I said you lost Chris at words.
Wait, I'm keeping quiet so I don't get in trouble.
They're- me just
not
being
Say
me just-
another thing.
me just being a geography person because like
I
they're
thought, Matt.
they're on a journey from
I am a robot.
they start somewhere in the Midwest.
This guy.
Refined.
Chris is
I'm
like,
listening to you, Nick.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
so
not.
fucked up. I don't know what's going on.
Hey man, I just showed up. What's going
You know what?
on?
I used to smoke pot nonstop when you were doing the puffer thing, man.
I'm sorry, guys. I was too busy listening to Dave Matthews Band.
I was listening to yacht music. Or whatever it's called.
I'm not making fun of Chris.
I am.
Yeah.
It felt personal to me for Chris.
Oh shit! I need to go get another beer.
Sherry,
I've wa-
this is another example of when just not saying anything at all.
Because you have nothing.
It doesn't win you points though.
Doesn't win any points at all.
You like the Red
It just
Sox
makes
in the
it makes
playoffs.
me want to poke the bear more.
Who, me?
Yeah, like
Oh.
we got to get a reaction out of this person. He's just sitting there quietly, like all zen. Fuck your zen.
Ramen. Every
That
time
is
I think
that
of
is.
how-
I was
too
I was
told me
waiting
that
to
is-
hear your review about Fitch. Or
Yes,
Finch,
go
or whatever
ahead.
The fuck it is.
Go ahead. We
Yeah.
want to hear it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting from Matt there. Like, yeah, I don't care.
Doing
No,
that thing you do, bitch.
It's
You lost me
good.
at 2.
I give it like a B-. You know, it's not a it's got some good parts to it, and some where you're kind of like, oh, that could have been developed a little bit more. You know, if
Have you
would've-
seen that? Have you seen the movie with Clint Eastwood, Cry Mercy for Me, or whatever it's called?
No, the newest one he did, or
Yeah,
Cry Macho. No, I didn't.
Cry
see it.
Macho. I've not seen it, and I've probably seen every Clint Eastwood movie out there, but I've not seen Cry Macho.
Yeah, I think my parents saw it. They were like, yeah, it's just okay.
I just haven't heard. I just haven't seen a review, and I haven't had time to watch it.
So
Well, it's like I didn't go see the new Marvel film because it's down to 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, damn, I was like,
That's
pretty
what with
bad.
Selma Hayek and everybody else.
It's Eternals. That's it. Yeah,
Eternals.
Yeah. Chris has got it there and his title there.
I thought it was Floating Fat Man.
that was a
Okay,
combination of Ethereum and Eternals.
yeah.
I saw
What is-
Eternals, and I can't justify a 43%. I thought it was
Yeah.
actually pretty fucking good.
Okay. Well, like the two people I know who saw it when it premiered in LA said both of their reviews were exactly the same. Is that it's too many characters and to introduce, as well as their powers, that sucks up like half the film. And
Fair.
it's not bad. It's just the plot is just too thin because of all these characters. But it's not a bad movie. And I was like, okay, I get that.
Actually, I quite enjoyed it.
Okay.
Oh my god, yeah, it's got a 46% from the
What's
and 80
float-
for
what's-
audience score.
Audience, yeah. That's actually got
floating-
it was 43 the other day, so it's gone up a little bit.
What's Floating Fat Man?
So
That's
hold
from
on. Before we move on to Floating Fat Man, like a couple of
I don't think we could pass that.
a couple of really cool things about this movie though with Eternals is it did
With Selma Hayek.
Yep. But two big firsts for the Marvel universe and for superheroes, really.
Well,
It had
Selma Hayek.
nope. So it had the first openly gay same-sex superhero.
Yep. Really?
And
Played
the
by-
first the dude, believe it or not, the dude who was Paperboy from Atlanta, the show Atlanta. I forgot his name.
The guy that was always
The big black dude.
Oh, the rap singer.
Yeah, what's his name? He's
A Paperboy.
Brian Tyree Henry.
When is that show coming back?
I don't know. Anyways, so he plays the first openly gay superhero, which I thought is actually fucking pretty rad. And
Well,
it's
that's
also
good because that gives him some range in his acting ability.
apparently he's been in a ton of shit. I actually had his page up earlier. I was trying to look up some information about the cast. But in addition to that, they also have the first
Nick ordered a pizza.
they also had the first deaf superhero
Oh, really?
on screen. Yeah. And it's actually played by
Played by Nick.
not played by Nick, but yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make light of it, but seriously though, it was pretty funny when you said it.
He's got
hey.
he's got mute on. He's ordering a pizza. I don't think they delivered to his house. He doesn't have internet.
I think that's a prostitute. He's ordering a prostitute. No, I want it to be ethnic.
She's got to wear a rebel flag.
Chris is giving me the dad look. Like I wouldn't push that. Don't.
Okay, I want a prostitute, but she has to wear a Confederate uniform.
He's like, look, it can be Old Glory up top, but it needs to be Southern Border down below.
Do you have
Okay.
anything that looks like the General Lee? I mean the general, not the car. I'd go with Jefferson Davis.
So the thing I wanted to mention was that not only did it have the first openly gay superhero, they also have the first deaf superhero, which is actually also played by a deaf actress, which kind of goes back into the whole conversation we had before about pulling the curtain back on Hollywood and with either with race or with abilities or whatever. I think it's awesome that they did that. So kudos to Marvel for
Well, do you
pulling that
think
one off. Hollywood?
Hollywood? Okay, I'm asking a serious question, and this show has not been serious. Do you think it's necessary that the actor or actress that plays that part is deaf, or it's just a good thing that they did that?
It might bring an
yeah.
element of realism. I mean,
Well,
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I would think that somebody that would
because you see actors all the time where people go, okay, they're not really deaf. They're not really. You see all what point do we say, okay, they're acting? I get the part where back in the 60s where people were not Indian or not Mexican, where they were painted, heavy makeup. But nowadays it's just like, okay, you're not this, you're not that. Where do we stop it?
Well,
what I'm trying to say?
I hear you're saying, but I think there's also like a real fucking beauty to having it be real.
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean?
in movies, I mean, I have no problem with it. But I'm saying in like Mary Matlin. Is it Mary Matlin?
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up her show. She actually has a new show on Apple TV right now as well.
Nobody watches The Walking Dead anymore, Matt. Just let it go.
Marlee Matlin, who is very well known for her time on the
West Wing. Yes.
No, that was my dad wanting to know how to make a connection in Venmo.
That totally makes sense. I was like, no, it looks like he's directing someone that doesn't know technology.
Matt
And that's exactly what he's like. He's like, how do I connect with someone on Venmo? I was like, okay, on their profile, you have a little QR code. You can just send their name. He's like, I don't know.
Well, hey, let me tell you, Matt. I mean,
So-
Nick, Matt was saying that you were ordering a prostitute that looked like Jefferson Davis. That's okay.
I was thinking that it was going to be an Asian looking person.
Why does that have to be an Asian person?
Well, that's your preference.
I think we should have stuck with Jefferson. Hold on, Matt. I think we should have stuck with Jefferson Davis and played safe.
But she was also going to be wearing some Confederate bikini bottoms, because that's like
Mary
to go down
Todd
south.
Lincoln.
Okay, so joke's on you. The Confederates are usually on the top because you have two X's there on the dirty spots. So
Oh, okay.
the St. Andrews
Or would
crosses.
you do Mary Todd Lincoln? I think that's what.
Nah, she was nuts.
No, you need to have old girl glory up here. You know what I mean? Like the original 13. The original 13
colony.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Circles and
Glory,
stars.
glory, hallelujah.
This show's going
Anyway,
on long enough.
going back
So
to the
the
going back to
example-
story,
Yeah, so the example I wanted to bring up is that Marlee Matlin actually has a movie out now on Apple TV called CODA. And CODA is an acronym for Child of Deaf Adults. So the movie's about this girl who's growing up in a family where she can hear, but both of her parents are deaf. And it's like,
right.
I haven't watched it yet, but it's supposed to be really, really good.
She's a tremendous actress. I'm trying to be serious here, though. At what point do we say, okay, you can't go for that because you're not that? You know, I get that the people we need to. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but sometimes I think I go, God, really? They're complaining about that? Because
but here's the thing.
Because actors and actresses are playing characters.
Fair. But here, how about this? Like, I mean, this goes back to the same Cal Penn discussion from his biography, right? So, he was going into auditions for a role that was supposed to be of an Indian man, but he was getting beat out by white dudes.
No, that is wrong. I'm saying.
So, how is that any different than a deaf actor or actress going for a role of a fucking deaf person and getting beat out by someone who can hear?
But it's acting.
No, it's the same fucking thing.
But see,
I
I
think
think it's
should not be playing someone from India. A white, like, say, okay, you're look at here. I'm going from a guy. I'm gonna go play Gandhi.
I think it's actually
Ben Kingsley is half white.
I think it actually goes hand in hand because
but,
there's an actual physical aspect of the person that has changed that makes them unique for the part. A deaf person playing a deaf person is going to bring something else to the table that someone who hears doesn't. 100%. I mean, it's just they've been through
what about
it.
Someone who's playing, like, you have people play people who have autism. I mean, should not that actor be, because I think you're limiting the role.
Wait, what was the question?
Huh?
What was your question? Yeah, I didn't hear the point you're making.
I'm saying, let's say, like The Good Doctor. I don't watch the show, but the main character has autism, but in real life he doesn't have autism. But he's playing an autistic doctor. Should he not be playing that part?
Right, but I mean,
No.
I think that's in some
But at
ways it's
what
bringing
point-
awareness to autism.
But you can't. But see, at some point you have to say, okay, you can only play this part. You can only play like.
I don't think
it just
anybody
seems-
said that this person like has to be cast as a deaf like person.
because no one's watching the Good Doctor. I'm just pointing out at certain points. I go, at what point do you say, okay, we have to let the actors? Because again, I get the whole, like I said, going back to this, or like I said, yeah, you shouldn't have a white guy playing someone from India. You put makeup on, like you said, you put makeup on me and make me look like I'm from India. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. You should cast someone who's from India to play someone in India. But a certain, like you would like, so if someone is gay character, you can't have a straight person playing a gay character.
Okay, but see, that's a little different than somebody that's.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
What that come
I
back
don't
to?
even know what we're arguing about here.
I don't know either.
Or
I'm just
I
saying,
do
at
think
what point do we say, okay, actors, we should allow actors to be actors, but
Well,
there should be again, I'm kind of in the middle here.
I think
With politics.
Yeah, I think the argument. I mean, I get both sides of that argument, and that an actor is an actor, and they should be allowed to, if they're an artist, do the role. But I also get it from, it's like, oh, we're a very. It's kind of like what Chris was saying earlier about I forget his name, the Indian actor,
Cal Penn.
Yeah, Cal Penn. It's like there's such a minority within the acting community with a lot of things like deaf people, autistic people, whatever you want to say. It's like, why cast this person when we already have people that can do the role? And so that's usually when the pushback, it's usually from that. It's like, oh, we're a small community, utilize us, for this role. It's like, or any other.
But what if the best person for the part isn't?
No, I get that too. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I get both. I'm kind of like on the fence on it.
Okay,
I get it.
One thing that my wife has taught me is that representation matters.
Do whatever I say.
No, representation matters. Representation matters as far as like seeing people in those roles for those people to that we're moving forward, and that you're not making the mistakes that we have in the past, by drinking too many beers and recording a podcast live.
Would you have
time for commercial break? That's my job. Anyone can play your part, man.
That's true.
That's fair. What you're saying?
Yeah.
High five.
Mm-hmm. That felt like a dirty high five. I'm just saying that representation matters, though, and to know that there's an actress out there who's deaf that's playing the part of a deaf person, like
I'm all for it. Like they should actually cast Southerners to play Southerners in movies, but no, they get people with terrible accents,
and British people.
Beauregard.
That's actually one of the best SNL sketches that you rarely see is Colin Firth on SNL trying to play a Southerner, and he's like, it's the dream of every British actor to play a Southerner, and he can't do the Southern accent, and it's atrocious, and it's so funny.
What about the people on SNL that were doing the California thing?
The Final Five.
They were not from California. I was offended. I'm sorry.
Neither are you, Jack. You're from Pennsylvania.
But
and Sweden too.
Whoa.
Yeah, you came to Pennsylvania from Sweden by way of Pennsylvania.
It's not fucking Sweden, man.
Can you imagine he came to fucking Pennsylvania going, I know I'm Jack from
from Sweden. I know Matt thinks everyone's from Sweden is from.
And when they got to Ellis Island, they were like, what is he saying? Where's his black filter? Get the fuck out of here.
I had this conversation over the weekend. My people did not go to Ellis Island because they came here in 1700. They went straight to Pennsylvania from Switzerland, Matt. Not Sweden, Switzerland.
Okay, representation matters.
We had the Swiss Army knives, and we're always peaceful.
Stabbing people.
We don't fucking start wars.
tiny knife that's just gonna break off and
they're all
inside somebody, like
Oh, I
create a big
cut your
shiv.
hair with that little scissor thing, and I have a toothpick. What do you think of that, bitch?
Well, on
Mike.
that note,
But
let's
no,
go
sir,
ahead
no,
and
wait,
resume.
I got a
I
toothpick and a wine opener on my knife. What
Look,
you got?
Just because Nick wants to fuck someone who looks like Jefferson Davis, I don't think we need to do this conversation.
Asian.
Do you like the little
Jefferson
goatee?
Davis?
The little goatee, man. It's got something to grab a hold of.
I was once president of the Confederacy. No one cares, Jefferson Davis. Move on. Move on.
Secretary of the Navy too.
Yeah, but let's start a guerrilla war. Nope, we're done. We've lost. We're out of here. They burned everything from head to toe. We need to move on. No, but I'm serious. I go back to the acting thing. I get it, but I don't get it. Anyway,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
anyway,
Yeah, we're
I'll
back to
move on.
that.
I'll move on. I'm just.
How do you really feel though about the World Series?
I was glad the Braves won.
I was happy the Braves won. I mean, because
I was
know
happy. I was happy the Astros lost.
Can we stop saying the Astros, calling them cheaters? Because obviously those guys have talent. Should we say that? I mean, Chris, obviously you're on.
Sure.
You probably
I don't
can't.
care.
You
They
probably
fucking
can't
lost.
say anything because you're a Patriots fan.
I mean,
Well,
the Chargers clearly have talent. It doesn't mean that
And
they
our
will win.
No, the
coach
Chargers don't
was
have talent.
involved in the whole fucking thing. Alex Cora is our coach.
No, I'm saying about the Patriots and their cheating scandal. But
Oh God, fucking.
but they
Things that Jack won't let die. I've got a
Nope.
top 10
There's a
list
bunch
here
of
ready to
them.
go. Guys, are you ready?
There's a bunch of them.
It's mainly just directed at me. I have
It's
never.
not always
fucked
all
sheep.
about. It's always.
I
all,
did
it's
not
always
wear
about you,
blue
Matt.
jeans.
it's always about Matt.
You did wear blue jeans.
You did wear blue jeans. You had blue jeans on.
Underneath my snow
You're
overalls,
still wearing
I
blue
had.
jeans.
Okay, yeah,
You
sure.
can't say you didn't wear blue jeans.
And by the way, they were insulated, Chris. They were fucking insulated.
How's Chris getting dragged into this?
No idea.
'Cause
No
you-
fucking clue.
You
But you know what?
texted,
You know what, Matt?
Okay,
you
You know what,
texted
Matt?
the group.
You will always
out.
be forever in blue jeans, my friend.
You texted the group making fun of me. It hurt
We all
so
made fun of
bad.
you,
I
Chris.
was so sad. But no,
Okay,
these
I
do
was-
look
in
like
the
blue
movie-
I was
jeans.
making a
They're-
recommendation. Is what I was doing.
In
Yeah,
movie,
they're probably-
That's true.
in the
It was a
movie of
product.
Matt.
They're actually on sale right now. They're like $89. Thermal
All right.
Are
jeans.
they stretchy? Are they stretchy jeans?
Oh wait,
in the
maybe
movie of
I
Matt,
love that
not in my size. Oh, they
in
do
the
have
movie
them
of
in my
Matt,
size.
the life story of Matt, who
Yeah.
plays Matt? Because does it have to be someone like Matt,
No, it's
Okay.
probably Matthew
Go-
McConaughey.
or can we get someone talented?
Wow, I see what you
You really
did
want
there.
Matthew? You think Matthew McConaughey is going to play you?
Yeah, because it's
All right,
we have the
I'm
same
going down
name.
this.
It's the
I'm
Matthew
going down
thing.
this hill in my jeans.
It's
Mhm.
gonna be the Lincoln spokesman Matthew McConaughey version, just rolling the booger, in his hand all the time. Just
Oh yeah,
you know.
that's
Well, who plays you,
great.
Nick? Who plays you in your life story?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon? Really?
I don't know.
He's got a New England accent. I don't think he.
It's
That
true.
That's who Chris. That's who plays Chris.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
who plays? Okay, Chris, who plays you in your life story?
Matt Damon.
Jack's clearly Strickland.
Personally, I like Jim Carrey because he's got that rubber face. You know, he can make a lot of expressions.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
sister thinks that I look like Jim Carrey. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't see that at
get it.
all.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
But again, I don't wear blue jeans while I'm sledding.
So I've got these patron names already.
John
ready to
says
go
Bill
here.
Burr could play me. Yeah.
Ah,
He
yeah,
can
that's
do
a good
that.
one.
Have
Mhm.
you guys?
can
I've
do that.
really gotten into because of you, Chris. I've really gotten into Bill Burr. I
Yeah.
watch his
You watch F is
Because
for
he- because-
Family?
because he has no filter.
No, yeah, no filter.
You need to watch F is for Family.
I will
It's
watch it
fucking
because
fantastic.
I've been watching a
Is
lot
he
of Bill
on there?
Burr.
Well, yeah, it's a cartoon. It's
was talking-
Right. No, I know, but I've
he's
never.
the main character.
Oh, okay. I've never clicked on it. It's been
Oh, it's-
recommended to me multiple
There's a
times.
sketch
and
he
I'm
does
always like,
about
so
on
funny.
YouTube about what's it about because his wife is African American
Mhm.
and she says you guys are taking over this. He goes, what about skateboarding? I forget what was she was saying. He was saying something about Elvis. You know, he stole that from black people, and he's like going, "Oh, what about skateboarding?"
Actually, I take it back.
Go ahead.
To answer your question about who would play me, sorry, just made me think about it. Matt Damon years ago, maybe, but now
What did you get? I don't get.
It's because people told me Matt Damon a long time ago when he was younger and he was still skinny. But now people are saying the what's his name, Quaid from The Boys. They're like, you look like that guy. And I'm like, okay,
The Boys.
Fuck yeah, Jack Quaid is
Jack
you.
Quaid.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No
Jack
fucking
Quaid.
doubt.
Yeah, Jack. You know what? Boom.
All day long.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Who is
Jack
Dennis
Quaid.
Quaid's son?
Yeah.
It
Jack
is.
Quaid. Yeah.
Definitely. 100%.
Well, all right,
He
you
played
know,
you.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
But
Mhm.
he can't play you. He wasn't born in the South.
Yeah,
wasn't
and
born in
he's, and
Tennessee.
he's
He's
too
an
young.
actor, Jack. You know,
No. He's got to be born in the same state.
not the same state necessarily. Randy Quaid.
What?
Yeah.
When did
Wait,
actually
wait.
Randy actually join in?
Wait,
the
Randy
chat?
was at a play, wasn't he? Wasn't
yeah,
Randy
I
at
thought he was,
Broadway?
like,
She's supposed
watching
to show up. Yeah.
Lincoln get shot or
It's
something.
like a bad
that.
penny.
Yeah.
He just always shows up.
He was at Ford Theater, wasn't he? Duck, Abraham, duck. No, 4 score.
Have y'all started watching the new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I have not because I'm still watching season 8. Should I watch it? Because
You're way behind. Yeah.
No, I'm
the one episode with John Hamm. Yeah, I mean, he's in another season too. Yeah, but yeah, those are good.
Season 2.
No, he's in another season 2, not as in 2.
But it's not season 2. It's like season 11, isn't it?
We're currently in season 11. Yes.
Oh, I didn't see this. Randy sent us an email.
He did
actually.
too.
Yeah.
Well, the second one's when you need to read the joke. But hold on. Yeah, like I love the third episode came out Sunday, and I there's one point that they make in it that I loved in Curb Your Enthusiasm. It was talking about the importance of seating at a table for like a group dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It's like who's in the middle? The people in the middle have to be like the conversation referees. It's like because if you have two people that are boring in the middle, then the people on the wings don't ever talk because it's like you don't yell. So it's like you have to have 2 people that are like bringing up great conversations that spin and
So what you're saying is you never want to have Matt and Chris in the middle.
Fuck you guys. Seriously, well, Chris and I are solid.
High five.
We could do our own
High five, Nick.
podcast together.
Yeah, it'd be called Silent Night.
No, it'd be called Franklin Boy.
It'd be called Boring Night.
Franklin
Boring. Hey, let's do a podcast about nothing.
This is one of those moments where I also choose to not say anything.
And that's why half the podcast actually more than half would just be me trying to get Chris to say something. Hey, so Chris, what'd you do this week?
I can't say anything because people will be offended.
Everybody's
If
just
that was the case, Jack, you would never be able to podcast.
No wonder you're not on Twitter.
I'm still on Twitter, but I have nobody following me.
Nobody's home.
I went from 5,000 to 300.
Knows.
Wait, I can't sing that song.
She's a bass.
I was born in Pennsylvania.
Nice. The trouble I see.
Nobody knows my sorrow.
There's somebody like funny. She doesn't look Drewish.
Right.
Hey, you see where they're making a History of the World Part 2?
Yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about that. Yeah. Welcome back to the
fuck
show,
off.
Jack.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, you were.
The part of Jack is being played by an old man Jack tonight, just to get a whole authentic kind of flavor of that. Like, did we talk about this?
Huh? What?
Did you guys hear about the new Mel Brooks?
Oh, he's dead.
What?
All I heard was, "Oh, he's dead."
I'm saying William Brentford. I can't say his name.
Speaking of dead, though, Dean Stockwell, we learned about. Yeah, that was
I didn't know he
sad.
died on Saturday.
I don't think they made it public until
Chris had to say, "Fuck you, Dick." He died Saturday.
Welcome to the party.
Am I right?
Wow.
Did Chris say that?
Well,
Nope.
yeah, but Chris also didn't know that some actor he loved died in the 2000s. So, you know, I mean,
Who's
Yeah,
that?
who was
Wait,
that?
I can't
It's a
remember.
lasting impact.
That's the part of Matt remembering is played by Drunken Matt tonight.
wait. I wasn't here. Who did Chris think died? Didn't know he died.
Well, that was a
That was
long
several
time ago. Long
episodes
time
ago.
ago. Yeah,
Several
we were talking about
episodes.
something, and
We're
like,
gonna
Chris
wait
like,
for
oh, shit, he's
Randy
dead.
to email in.
Was I here?
Yeah, you were here.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I wasn't listening.
Yeah,
You're
weren't
probably
taking your
masturbating.
ginkgo biloba.
Randy writes in with an email and says,
Well,
no
you know what?
subject.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Randy
Two
writes in, says, they say the neon bright light. I fucked this email up.
Hey, I didn't get
There's-
that either. Like, but get the second one. The second one actually has the joke for
They
Jack.
say.
Oh, okay. Well,
light-
I'll read
blah,
the.
blah, blah,
He
blah,
says
blah, blah, blah.
they say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air. Maybe Jack can answer this. What do Disney World and Viagra have in common? They both make you stand around for an hour and wait for a 2-minute ride. Nice.
Well, hold on a second. Not if you pay for the lightning ride, the lightning thing, because it's like.
Yeah,
two
well,
that-
hours.
that's
doesn't
just like
work
a
for
hit.
So
Viagra,
you
dude.
get quick Jack on that one. I
Mm.
satisfied myself. Oh well. Good night.
Oh, it's just flaccid and small now.
Hey, as long as I'm happy. Good night.
I'm
I've been married how
rambling.
long? Good night. Chris is like, I wish I could say something, but I don't want anyone to be offended.
Hey, if you're keeping the love alive, Jack, it's all that matters.
What?
You're keeping the love alive, man.
Brought so much
What?
electricity to this episode.
Oh, wait, I can't do that. I'm not an actor. What?
What? So,
I'm just being honest.
if you've enjoyed the comedy stylings of Jack and Jack tonight, and maybe you have, go over to jackandjack.com. Oh, I'm sorry. There's another podcaster
Are
involved.
you jacking
Jay.
it?
Are you jacking in? Or are you jacking out?
I'm
Apparently,
jacking
Jay
in.
wanted to join us for our Dune discussion last
Oh yeah, that was the
week.
floating fat man thing. Yeah,
Yeah. We talked
Oh, is that
about
where you got
Dune.
floating fat man?
Yep.
floating
Yep.
fat man
Should
is
I,
a Dune
oh,
reference.
wait. I want to ask you, should I watch Dune
In
Yeah.
the theater.
in the theater? I don't want to go to the theater.
You gotta go theater because like if you watch it on TV, you're not gonna get the experience because it's the sound and the visuals is what makes the movie because it's the first half of the book, so it's a lot of just build. You know, it's still good, but it's a lot of build, and you need to feel everything that's happening.
I got to be honest. After spending a week at Disney World, where mask on, mask off, mask on, mask off, man,
Oh, you've got
don't-
COVID.
I probably do.
We've
because
all
I
had
don't
COVID.
get. I don't get because anytime you were inside, you had to wear your mask.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, when you're crammed together in the walking around, you didn't have to wear your mask.
It's like a deja vu. I think we've heard
I
this
did-
conversation
I
I
did-
said
before.
that, I said that about the hockey game last week.
Yeah, because I didn't get it. I'm just like going, okay,
Oh, that's right.
I got better chance of catching COVID walking around because Disneyland, they're great at not making a lot of room.
Smell that
They're not
COVID.
making. They're great at not making a lot of room for people to walk. In fact, I think I'm gonna make a video on Disney etiquette because no one knows. Anyway, go ahead.
You're referring to as if people have ethics anymore.
No, they don't.
Those went out the window like 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Yeah, 40.
For that.
We can
Two
go back
things in the
more.
chat. Miami Mike says, just wait until right before the next.
Can you put it up there so we can see it?
You can't see on the right there in the comments.
Okay,
section?
well,
I don't wanna
for
Lazy.
Jack that can't read the chat, Nick or
Maybe
Mike.
Maybe I choose not to read the chat.
Mike says that just wait before the next Dune movie comes out, and then watch Dune Part 1, because it's just a tease. So
Ooh,
Like Jack in bed.
Jefferson Davis is quite a tease.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Drake says
It's
at the
weird.
meetup, Chris Drake was at the meetup. He wore his mask when he didn't have to. It felt weird to not have it on,
Oh.
except when he was barbecuing. It's interesting. Aha.
It sounds like my mom.
Yeah. High five. There you go. Chris is like going, I can't respond to that.
When are we gonna end this thing? Can we just end this thing now?
Nick's like going, okay, I got to call my Jefferson Davis
Yay.
prostitute.
Jefferson.
Stop trying to make that happen, Jack. It ain't happening.
Is that the title of the episode?
No.
The Jefferson Davis prostitute is the new Chris punching an old man at a stadium.
Chris has had put up with that for so long.
The thing is that you've earned the shit that you get shit. You're just making shit up about me. What the hell?
Let's be honest. Jefferson Davis was not hot.
No, he's not.
I mean, if he was running for racist president today,
Yeah.
let's just say it.
Okay.
Would he get elected? Because you're going to go.
He didn't even get real. I don't even think he got elected to the president of the Confederate States of America. He was just kind of like appointed.
Appointed? Okay, if he ran for a president today,
Well,
would he get
let's
elected?
just wait for 2024 and find out what happens,
It was
Jack.
a different time, Jack. You know.
I'm saying.
I'm just saying hypothetically, let's wait until 2024 and see what happens.
I don't want to think of 2024 because I'm scared.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I'm scared.
It's like a war zone.
you look at any president for the last 150 years, most of them probably wouldn't be elected today. I mean, it's just.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
last 150 years? Let's see. You're probably right. Well, Kennedy.
Kennedy's the only.
FDR would definitely get elected.
No, he would
again.
not.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
no,
He's
no,
getting
no,
elected.
No, there's no way.
No.
FDR.
Yeah,
People are
he's
going,
getting
oh,
elected.
come on. There's no way.
No way FDR would be elected.
No.
He's elected. Shoe in.
Roosevelt. No, Teddy
He's in a
Roosevelt, maybe.
wheelchair. He's getting
Yeah.
elected, man.
No, that's what's funny is that like now that would probably
Reagan would get elected.
Yeah, probably Reagan. But that's
Yeah,
but
Reagan, because Reagan had
the actor.
The actor. Yeah, the actor.
Hey,
I'd like
nice
to start a
callback to
tab.
Back to the Future.
Give me a tab. You haven't ordered anything yet.
Shit, what was I saying?
You know what I did? I did order some patrons that made this show
nobody-
possible.
Are we
Right.
done?
You ordered patrons?
What? Okay, you don't want to be done. You want to keep going.
Because it's after 12, but I don't care.
If we do, we probably
I
should throw
do.
another commercial break though. Because
Definitely after 11.
Yeah, we got to do another commercial.
Oh, that's
break.
right. My clock is an hour ahead.
God.
Well, if you haven't changed your clock, take a commercial break and do it. Beep boop beep. The time is now.
Oh, that really fucked
I
me
disagree.
up, man. The
I don't
fucking
think
time
Abraham Lincoln
change.
gets elected.
And it also messed up the Sunday football games. If you watched any of the football games, they were all kind of weird this Sunday. Like all of them.
It was up to every season has upset Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
This was upset Sunday. You look at how the Bills lose at Jacksonville, scoring 6 fucking points.
Man, if you were on FanDuel and you voted for the low points on that game, geez, you would have raked it in.
I'm thinking about starting FanDuel.
My brother did it, and I seriously worry about him because like the first week he did it, he got like a $500 win on something because he bid like
Really?
$5 on a long shot kind of thing, and then it hit.
That's when you
And
just
well, he did pull the money out. He did pull like $450 out. He's like,
Well, you know,
nope,
it's good to pull out. before it's too late.
It's good to know when to pull out.
just say, because I have 2 kids because I didn't know
When
to pull out.
Oh, yeah. So
I'm good.
Yeah, Miami Mike says upset Sun Eagles upset that Aaron Rodgers is a part of QAnon.
he's not quite part of QAnon.
He's a
All
fucking
right.
idiot.
He
he's an
followed some
idiot.
Joe
I've
Rogan
been
advice.
Vaccinated. What? I got COVID? Okay, maybe I wasn't vaccinated.
For the Owen and Baru section of this podcast, I will just say that I think it's hilarious that he appeared on oh God, why can't I even think of it? He's a Colts. He's the main guy that does the show now that you see everywhere. God, what is his fucking name? Damn
The
it.
Colts?
Yeah, the Colts. He was a former kicker for the Colts, and I can't think
Oh,
of his name now.
Vince
He's got a
no,
show.
no,
He's
no,
got a whole
nothing-
show. He's like virally huge now. Pat
I know.
McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Yep. So he was on the Pat McAfee show.
Fuck, I'm Pat McAfee. Fuck, bullshit, fuck. That's Pat McAfee.
Aaron Rodgers has been on Pat McAfee's show for
every
a
Tuesday.
Yeah. This Tuesday he appeared wearing a Star Wars Rise of Skywalker sweatshirt and apologizing about the whole COVID thing.
He apologized for wearing a Rise of Skywalker shirt.
Fans were like, basically like, fuck you, bro. Like, you're wearing this sweatshirt. Like, the people that lit him up on Twitter for just wearing this sweatshirt, it was like, yeah, no wonder we didn't trust your advice on anything. You're wearing that fucking sweatshirt. It was just like so funny. Like,
I'm gonna start being Chris now.
People were like, yeah, I can forgive you for the COVID thing, but the Rise of Skywalker sweatshirt like is a deal breaker, man.
Exactly.
So
I can't take you seriously if you're wearing that shit.
He's an idiot. Like there's a good skit. Was it a skit or was it? I don't know what I saw. Maybe someone put up something on TikTok. And it was like they did a joke about what was Aaron Rodgers' PR firm like taking the phone call of like finding out what he did and then what he said and then what he kept saying after the fact. like talk about like just digging yourself as deep of a hole as humanly possible. Like
he was right about one thing though. The right would hail him, as a hero, and the right would the left would deify him, or not deify him, but demonize him.
Yeah. I mean that's the it's tribes.
So, but come on though, like following Joe Rogan's advice because you think you're going to become impotent because you're going to take this vaccine. I don't know. My son's 11. He found out he could get the vaccine. He's like, all right, I'm ready. Mm-hmm. I got to go to school with 500 other kids that wipe their nose on the walls,
I tried to be Chris for a while. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. How did it work
be
for
quiet. It didn't work well. If you're a player in the NFL, any sport, you take medication to get back on the field. You take, hey, my knee's fucked up. You give it your all. Why are you fucking around? Take the shot. I mean, every week you see this guy's on COVID protocol. If you're a team player, take the fucking shot. I'm not saying. Am I making a good point? Because it's like, what the fuck? Your team. I mean, they lost the game to the Chiefs because he wasn't in the game.
Yeah, true.
Literally lost it. I mean, the Chiefs all of a sudden can't score.
But you can still get COVID regardless if you've had the vaccine or not. So he would still be out if he still got COVID regardless.
Look, Jefferson Davis, relax a second.
But
I'm saying
even for my students though, like they don't have to like isolate, or quarantine, if they get COVID if they're vaccinated. If they're vaccinated and they get COVID, aside from becoming sick, like they don't, the protocols, at least for the school system, is that you don't have to like remove yourself and isolate yourself like some kind of leper,
Again, if people choose not to get it, that's their choice. I'm not going to sit there and say people, hey, you have to get the shot.
Except Aaron.
But if you're a player and you're fighting, each game matters. I mean, especially in the NFL, each game matters. You don't get your shot. You lost the game to the Chiefs, again, only because Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing.
Did you see their win percentage without Rodgers versus with Rodgers? Their game win percentage is worse than like the 0-16 Browns.
No one loves Jordan Love.
Miami Mike says you can still get a concussion wearing a helmet, but you won't get your head knocked off and die.
Boom.
Well,
Mike for the win.
He finally said something that was important. But
I don't know what Jack's on a tear this week. I think he's just trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, he's like, I was at Disneyland. Man. I'm gonna get or Disney World.
To be fair, it's been 2 weeks. I have a lot bottled in.
A lot of pent up.
No, but I'm saying, but if I'm a player and I'm a team player, fuck off, Chris. If I'm a team player,
I'm the one that said it. Seriously, there are players that are gonna get like horse sperm like shot in their knee to get back on the field.
What the fuck you had horse sperm?
I don't know, but
sheep fucker. Just be quiet for a second. If I'm a team player if I'm playing a
You
sport, I'm all about the team. Like on this podcast, I deal with people like, well, the three of
You're
you.
practically the quarterback.
Exactly.
More like a puncher.
If I'm gonna and the puncher.
I thought
No
that
one
was
cares about the
Chris.
fucking punter. But no, get the fucking shot. Get fucking vaccinated.
It is kind of dumb.
Jack
You're making
is definitely the
35
fucking punter.
You're making 35 fucking dolphin sperm ready.
Dolphin sperm. Whatever the sperm might be, players are getting it injeculated into their knees. Just to get back on-
Ejaculated?
Ejaculated.
The fucking kind of
said ejaculated?
Ejaculated? I don't know.
okay.
what
If
the
I'm being
fuck that is.
ejaculated by a dolphin,
It's a combination of being injected and
wait, a
ejaculating.
dolphin's
at the
fucking me
same
right now.
time.
Anyway, no, seriously. If I'm that important, clipboard Jesus. All right, Mike.
Uh,
You win the day.
I cannot figure out how to spell ejaculated, but if that was a
You probably
word-
just I would just not let it snow, but I would let it go.
okay. There you go.
You know what, Chris, go smoke a joint. But I'm saying if
Okay.
you're the quarterback and the star of the team, at what point do you say, okay, I need to get vaccinated?
If you're someone who's in the fucking general population and has the ability to get a vaccine that could help stop other people from getting sick, get the fucking shot. I don't give a fuck if you're a quarterback or not. Just fucking do it.
And
Don't be
like I said,
stupid.
I'm not here to tell people, hey, you have to do what I want to do.
I'll fucking tell you.
Be quiet, 'cause you're the good guy.
You're the good guy. You're the good guy. You're the backup
good guy.
quarterback.
Sherry said you're the good guy. You know when to stop.
He's the receiver.
I think he's the giver.
Nick's just like, where did we go wrong, guys? We were
It's
talking about
it's
Aaron
like,
Rodgers.
Where's Jefferson Davis?
Not even my type.
Really, you like the little goatee, don't
He's
you?
too liberal.
I'm just. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
See, I remain quiet.
Nick's
but
trying to
not
hold
in the
it
most
in.
important
It's
time.
like, I'll get you for this.
What's the title of that? Jefferson Davis, Pornhub.
No, it's ejaculated.
Ejaculated.
no,
Ejaculated. Oh,
it's
fuck.
definitely ejaculated.
Yeah, I've lost it. I'm done.
Ejaculated by the punter.
I hope you've enjoyed this show, as we all
Wait,
have.
I'm trying to think who.
All right, no. This is where we have to just stop.
I hope you've enjoyed this show as much as we all have, and I appreciate everybody that joined us live.
I can't believe Colt McCoy's still in the league.
I can't believe it either, but the one thing that I can believe is that we have patrons that make this show possible. It's the reason why
I think they've all given up being a patron.
Probably.
By the Indianapolis
they said,
Sperm Bank.
Fuck it.
if you enjoy what we do on this show, and why wouldn't you? Go over to iTunes.
Or why would you?
There are
Rate and
many
review us.
reasons. There are many reasons why.
Tell
you
us
would.
why you listen.
If you're Randy or
Because
any
I'm fucking stoned.
or any number of the other listeners that email into the show, send us an email at
Wait, hold on a second.
rcadcast@gmail.com.
Randy is the only one that emails.
No, we actually had an email last week.
Did we?
But yeah,
Ejaculated
you
by
weren't
Q-Ron.
you weren't here for that one.
Wait,
It was,
I wasn't here. Are you sure?
Yeah, it was from Eugenio Wergeline. Hi, Jay and Jack. My name is Eugenio, and I'm the founder of Audrey. I reach out because I want to invite you to. Oh, sorry, no, that's not the one. Riley, that's what it was. This is so funny. You guys thought Chris was vaping weed the whole time. I just assumed common knowledge that it was nicotine. That would be so much weed. LOL, Riley. There you go, Jack.
Well,
that's what you
obviously,
missed.
Riley, you haven't podcast with Chris before.
That's true.
Hey,
I mean, think about it. As much as he was vaping on there, he's pretty quiet, unless he just got something just percolating right to the top of his head at the beginning. But then by the end of every episode, he just keeps toking along, and then he's hilarious by the end. Just like how Matt has the one beer, and then he's
2 beers. Thank you.
It's because
2
I
beers
typically have an edible just before we start,
along with the smoking.
So you're saying, Nick, saying Chris is only funny when he's stoned, and Matt's only funny never.
Matt's never funny.
What? It's clearly when I've been drinking, never when I've been stoned.
I'm gone.
Chris, yes, it would be really a lot of weed. Like if you watched Chris every night,
Well,
like all of his smoking.
I didn't know the whole thing. I'll be honest. I thought Chris was stoned the whole time.
No.
I mean, obviously I wasn't the only one.
Tip of the hat, though, to Chris, who informed us at the beginning before we started recording that you're still off the nicotine. So way to go.
That's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks, right, Nick?
I think it's been 3 weeks now. Yeah, it's crazy.
It has been 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
I commend you, seriously.
I appreciate it. It sucks. I still want it.
But you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, just eat my.
You're doing it every day by throwing it away.
I've said before, if you think you're going to call me, and I'll talk you out of it.
You can also call me, and I will
Jefferson
ignore
Davis.
the email.
Chris has got the oral fetish. He's showing you down there.
Yeah. If you do have an oral,
every time you think about doing it, think, okay, what would Jefferson Davis do?
Jefferson.
Are you trying to make me never have an erection again? I mean, what the
Margaret Thatcher on a cold winter's day.
Exactly.
Margaret Thatcher on a cold winter's day. Margaret Thatcher on a cold winter's day.
If you've enjoyed exactly what we've done on this show, and why wouldn't you? Because Jack keeps talking over top of me and doesn't want this show to end.
I don't. What else do I have to do?
I know. The magic of Disneyland left you empty. Oh, I'm sorry.
World.
Disney World.
Disney World.
James, take me around the world one more time.
I kept getting in trouble for calling it Disneyland.
Chris Drake, I did say smoke weed, not cigs. Yeah, but it's still that nicotine. It's a bitch. It's a bitch of it just gnaws at you. It's like, hey man, it's
Chris
okay.
Chris got stoned on Mentos.
We can just hang out for a little bit, I mean, just you and me. Remember how good it used to be? It could be like that again.
Are you Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, that was my acting as Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, so if you're not a stoner,
pretending to be nicotine.
If you're not a smoker, can you play a smoker?
Dude, I don't know how to answer that, but I will just say that being an ex-smoker, I definitely know the withdrawal, and I definitely know how shitty that is, and I know that Chris is going.
So that's why you're always so cranky.
No, I'm way past it. If I have a smoke now, it just gives me a bad headache and I throw up.
Have you smoked a cigarette?
I have smoked a cigarette since I quit smoking. It was when I was out at a bar drinking with friends, and my friends were smoking.
Who were you
and I thought, wow, I could just have a cigarette. I'm gonna have a cigarette, and then I smoke a cigarette, and I almost immediately have a headache, and I throw up later, and then I realize, nope, I cannot smoke cigarettes anymore.
Were you smoking with Little Bo Peep?
And Chris, this was years after I finally got over the hurdle. So, I definitely had a cheat moment in my first year. No, I'm trying to pass on.
So you had a headache for a year?
No. I'm just saying I had a. You know what? I'm just gonna finish this show. Chris, you ready to do the patrons?
I'm asking a serious question. I don't know. I've never been addicted to cigarettes.
It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. So it gnaws at you.
Let's do it.
Okay. So if you want to become a patron, there's a couple patrons that make this show possible. Go over to jayandjack.com, click on the patron link, make this show possible. Thank you for everyone that joined us live in the chat. You really do make this show possible. We really enjoyed talking to well, no, really. Jack doesn't give a shit about you, but we do. We do.
I'm saying, where was John?
There was a theme.
John showed up with
he was kind of butthurt about it.
John from UPS.
Yeah, he retired.
He's retiring. I mean, he's retired. I think he's done in February.
Maybe. So there's a couple patrons that make this show possible. There's a theme to them this week. Let's see if Chris can figure out what they are.
Autumnal tack.
Go Montreal.
This one's a little trickier, but
Wow. Richter's
Wow, that's
Rolling
nice
Hills.
work. You used to wait. Hold on a second. You used to do that today?
I did all of these tonight. These were all
Nice
live
work.
on the spot.
Okay,
Yeah.
Matt. Nice work.
Foliage Ed.
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
it.
I thought about like drawing a person with the foliage covering their
No,
junk.
you nailed it.
Yes, Mike. Equinox Ed would have worked better, but okay, this is what we're going with.
Damn. Just
Maple Leaf Mackie.
Wow, that's my favorite. That could be a T-shirt.
I just think it's funny that
Joanne enjoying the fall.
Yes.
Mike did it better than Matt.
Thank you all for doing what you do. Thanks for making this show possible. Thanks for making this show a great show because it was
1 in a million, kids.
in a million.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Half a
took it back.
million.
I'm gonna go ahead and
It happens
punch.
with a lot of old guys.